The very first business to make money making rap records was a black-owned business, Sugar Hill Records, founded in New Jersey by Joe and Sylvia Robinson. For many years, from 1979 to the mid-1980s, Sugar Hill had a lock on the rap business, and many now famous rap artists first sent their demo tapes to Sugar Hill before they went anywhere else. People like LL Cool J. How Sugar Hill lost that edge to white-owned companies like Profile and Tommy Boy, and to the biracial partnership of Def Jam, which ultimately became the enduring hip-hop brand, is a pretty tragic story, and one that we cover extensively in the Big Payback. Not many people know this, but the careers of almost every single West Coast artist came through the doors of just one business, Macola Records. Macola Records wasn't even a record company. It was a pressing plant in Los Angeles on Santa Monica Boulevard. But as these records and artists started coming through their doors, Don McMillan, the owner, started acting more like a record executive, promoting and pressing records and marketing them across the country. The problem with Don McMillan is that he sold off his assets to record companies great and small, and eventually went bankrupt. But the artists who came through Macola eventually went on to sell over $1 billion worth of records. I mean, how would you feel if you lost the following artists? LA Dream Team, Egyptian Lover, Two Live Crew, Eazy-E, N.W.A, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Too Short, Digital Underground, Mellow Man Ace, Kid Frost, and some guy named MC Hammer. The black-owned distributor. For 100 years, black Americans provided the cultural capital on which the music business was built. But black entrepreneurs rarely shared in the spoils of their culture. At the height of the music business, the 6 major labels were all white-owned, and they were major because they owned their own distribution. But it was hip-hop that actually provided the first attempt at a black-owned distributor. West Coast Record Distributors was founded by Lonzo Williams, Greg Broussard, Atron Gregory, and a few other folks as an alternative to the Macola distribution situation in Los Angeles. But almost immediately, they ran into trouble. One of the great tragedies of the hip-hop business, and the entire story is in the Big Payback. Public Enemy, undoubtedly one of the best hip-hop crews of all time, in no small part because they advocated the politics of black power that influenced the generation. But the irony of Public Enemy's situation is they were bound to 2 of the worst deals in hip-hop history. Their deal with Def Jam afforded them only a 5% royalty, which was about half of what new artists typically got back in the day. And they signed away 75% of their royalties to an entity called Rhythm Method, which was a company that Hank Shockley and Chuck D of Public Enemy formed with 2 business people, Ron Skoler and Ed Chalpin. They also signed groups like Jungle Brothers and Tribe Called Quest to this entity, which basically assured that Public Enemy would make no money from its records. Ultimately, it took Public Enemy and Tribe Called Quest and Jungle Brothers years to extricate themselves from the Rhythm Method situation, and that entire story is in the Big Payback. Few hip-hop fans today can remember a time when rap wasn't played on radio, but for many, many years it wasn't. In fact, the only radio station in the country that really aggressively played rap music during the daytime was a small AM station in Los Angeles called K-Day. K-Day never really had a chance to succeed. It was a small station with a weak signal, and it was eventually bought by a real estate tycoon and turned into an all-business talk station. The death of K-Day really had a depressing effect on the hip-hop business, but fortunately the story has a happy ending in that within a year, hip-hop returned to Los Angeles radio in a bigger way than anybody ever thought possible.